Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost at the end of 2020 and we are still talking about situations where these ladies are dealing with the men or fathers of their kids, these boyfriends, these thug dudes, and we're still having these tragic incidents when we've had all year long where we've been trying to tell people to just be more careful about who you deal with. In this situation, you have this dude, why he looks like Wishbone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. I don't know why I just thought about that. But this dude is going to be the dude that we're talking about today. This idiot on the screen, bone, 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 bone. No, let me not do that. Let me not do that. Let me get the sillies out because this is not a funny story at all. This individual here, this fool that went and killed his baby mama. And I hate to say baby mama, but y'all know what it is, right? I'm just saying, look, let's be serious for a moment. A 31-year-old woman who was shot while 8 months pregnant. That woman that y'all just saw on the screen, let me back up to her photo, 8 months pregnant, and she's a beautiful lady. And I really hate that this happened to her. Shot while 8 months pregnant, was able to tell first responders the name of her killer. And chillingly, she herself confirmed that it was the father of her unborn baby. Now, some of you guys might know where I'm going, some of you may not. So we have this thing what we call hashtags, and we have a lot of hashtags in our group. So if you guys are familiar with any of our hashtags, you can definitely post them in the chat, in the comment section. If you know, we have hashtags like when you date thugs, you date death, huh? Stupid is as stupid thugs, right? When you gamble on a thug, you lose. Yes, we have these hashtags for a reason because they're catchy, and I want people to be thinking about these situations before they just happen. I want you to look up. I don't want any ladies to just look up and be in a jacked up situation, right? We ought to be making calculated choices, and especially if we are parents and if we are mothers, then we absolutely have to start putting our children first. That's what the AFC stands for. Got to start putting our children first before our own selfish desires. Now, the mother-to-be, let me see if I can get her face back up here. Let me get Bone Thugs up off the screen. That woman-to-be, that mother-to-be, her name is Remy Lee. And I have no idea if that's her real name and why they would name her after an alcoholic drink. I don't know if they were on alcohol when they gave her that name. Why our people continue to keep giving our children these hood ghetto names is beyond me. Remy, R-E-M-Y. Maybe that's like the god of the clouds or something. I don't know. Maybe there is a special meaning behind the name Remy. But I digress. Maybe it's for a weave. Who knows? But Remy Lee was found lying outside a New Jersey apartment complex on October the 29th after returning from a doctor's appointment and was able to gasp out the identity of who had inflicted multiple gunshot wounds upon her. This has just been the year of just people getting shot, man. Texas took an L today with Mo 3, and shout out to Mo 3 and his family and friends. I just don't know what's going on. You got King Von, you got FBG Duck. I mean, you just got just black. Look at it like this. Look at it like this. We have a hashtag called Black Lives Matter, right? Hashtag BLM. If y'all believe Black Lives Matter, post it in the chat. Because I think Black lives do matter. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. There's a small smidgen of a problem. And let me give a shout out real quick to our new channel member, Shake Strawberry. And I like that name. Thank you and welcome to the AFC. Much love. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us on our mission to give our babies a voice. Here's the thing. If Black Lives Matter, why isn't that Black lives can't matter to us first? Like the AFC means we advocate for children first? Then why can't we care about Black lives first. Matter of fact, we need to do hashtag BLM first. Black Lives Matter first. And it should matter to us. Okay? Hopefully everybody understands where I'm coming from. I hope that's not controversial for some people. Because we cannot talk about how a group of police officers or all police officers are all bad people when every single day we got black on black on black on black on black on black on black death. Huh? Somebody stop me when I'm lying. Post it in the chat if I'm saying something that you don't agree with. Every day they are scraping black bodies off the ground that are dead at the hands of other black people. And I'm going to tell y'all what makes this even more sad. My channel is focused on the children. So if you are looking at a story that I've done, there is a 95% chance, maybe higher, that we're talking about a murdered baby at the hands of a black person. Can we get an amen to that? We're talking about the murder of black lives who can't speak for themselves nor defend themselves against the tyranny of their caretakers. They're usually very small, young, adolescent babies. So if Black lives matter, why can't children's lives matter? Why can't babies' lives matter? I'm just asking a question. And I don't mean to be preaching right now, but I'm just totally confused about where we are in America. Let me give a shout out real quick to Vicky Crawford, and I want to show you some love and shout you out while we're live. And thank you so much for joining the channel membership, which is easy to do. If you click that $, you guys will see you can join the channel membership just like Vicky and join us on our membership. And thank you very much and salute to you. But I digress for now. Let's move on. She said, it was my baby's father. She said, according to officials, hashtag not my words. It was my baby's father. According to an affidavit, several neighbors who heard gunshots and went out to investigate were told by the woman that Quay shot her. Now, some of y'all might be wondering who Quay is. And I told y'all he looks like flesh and bone. Let me see if I can get his face back up here. He looks just like flesh and bone, does he not? But his name is not Flesh and Bone. His name is Don Quay Thomas. I'm going to spell that for you. Donqua. If I pronounce that wrong, let me know. It looks like Don Quay. And Don Quay, and I'm sorry, and I mean no disrespect, I'm going to say some things that might not sit well with some of y'all's sensibilities, especially if this is your first time watching us. But let me say something real quick. If you are a parent and you are thinking about naming your child Don Quay, then you don't want your child to grow up to be shit. Just thought I'd throw that out there. It's my personal opinion. I think Don Quay is a stupid name, and stupid is as stupid thugs. Huh? Don Quay is a thug, and he is an idiot. He shot this baby mama multiple times. For what? I'm not an advocate for physical violence, but what did you need to shoot and kill this woman for? Like, I just don't understand that. There just isn't a good enough excuse. Okay? But she yelled out, Quay was the one who shot her. And apparently that's what the name he goes by. That's his popular nickname. NBC reports that, is that correct? Yeah. That Thomas laid in wait for Lee at least a full 90 minutes, parking outside her residence until she arrived home from her appointment. When she parked her car next to Thomas and got out, he allegedly immediately shot her multiple times, then took off, leaving her gravely wounded on the pavement and just able to articulate her killer's name to the neighbors and officials. Remy Lee was rushed to a local hospital where she managed to deliver a baby girl before dying of her injuries. That is amazing that that child survived. There is no information on the infant currently, save that they say that she is healthy and in a stable condition. An online baby registry cited November the 17th as expected the due date for the little girl's arrival. The mayor of Patterson, the city where the shooting took place, weighed in on the incident, and they said that my heart is very heavy. It's an unimaginable tragedy, he said in a statement. I'm asking for everyone to pray for the grieving family. Police and investigators believe the shooting stemmed out of a domestic incident. They say that this happened out of a domestic incident. Now, for people who watch my channel, understand that this is a very normal thing whenever you decide to take your pregnant self to the thug zoo and you decide to look at the little thug animal creatures and you say, oh, he looks so cute with his, let me back it up. Oh, he looks so cute with his little braids. Little quay. Oh, he looks so cute. And you're looking at this little thug lion and you think he looks so cute. He's so handsome, girl, with them neck tattoos and that scowl, that look on his face, right? That just look like he don't give a crap about life. And you know, oh, he looks so cute. I want to play with him. You want to go play with the little quay. Next thing you know, the little thug lion quay then came and mauled half your face off. And luckily enough, the baby survived. So you wanted to go to the thug zoo and you almost gambled on your entire life. A domestic incident. Well, that's kind of what I mean when I say when you date thugs, you date death. There's a high probability that some shit is going to go wrong. And if it goes wrong, there's a chance that you're probably not going to be able to defend yourself against what you fell in love with. All right. But Thomas, who turned himself in to the police on October 31st, is charged with first-degree murder and weapons offenses. He faces 30 years to life in prison if convicted. I say go ahead and give him life. He don't need 30 years. Give him life. Let's go ahead and give you guys the fair usage, and let me let y'all hear the couple of news stories. Federal law allows citizens the couple of news stories that were out there. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Let me give a shout out real quick. I did not want to miss your donation. Sharice79 sent in a $15 super chat showing some love. And Sharice is letting us know that she understands where I'm coming from. And Sharice, I want to say thank you so much for your $15 super chat. Let me also show some love to Belinda C. Belinda C in the PayPal. I don't want to give out your whole name because I don't know if that's your chat name or not. But Belinda said, Jay, I appreciate all that you do for these babies. I love you. And Belinda, I love you right back from my heart to yours. I am so honored. Thank you, ladies. Shout out to my ladies, man. If y'all would, do me a favor and click that thumbs up. Help share this stream and help share this woman's story, because I don't want for women to keep going through stuff like this. Oh, there she is. Thank you, Sharice. I appreciate that. But there's just no reason for women to continue to keep putting themselves and children in danger like this. Yeah, he turned himself in on Halloween. What a jackass. Isn't that something? Thank you, Mr. Brading. I appreciate that. All right, guys, let's get it.
An update now on a deadly shooting in Patterson. Police say they've arrested the man accused of killing a pregnant woman. 30-year-old Donqua Thomas was arrested today. He's now charged with the shooting of the woman on Christina Place on Thursday. Thankfully, the victim's baby survived.
I'm going to rewind this so y'all can hear this again. I want y'all to hear how the newswoman, and I think she's a black newswoman, she couldn't even pronounce this dude. Listen to this again. I'm going to let y'all hear this one more time.
An update now on a deadly shooting in Patterson. Police say they've arrested the man accused of killing a pregnant woman. 30-year-old Donqua Thomas was arrested today. He's now charged with the shooting.
Let's hear that again.
The man accused of killing a pregnant woman. 30-year-old Donqua Thomas was arrested.
I'm sorry, but Don Quay is not a normal name. A normal individual is not going to be able to pronounce that name right.
A pregnant woman. 30-year-old Donqua Thomas was arrested today. He's now charged with the shooting of the woman on Christina Place on Thursday. Thankfully, the victim's baby survived.
Two more news stories. Here we go.
Now, a developing story. A pregnant mother is shot and killed in New Jersey right in front of one of her kids.
Neighbors remain heartbroken as they receive few answers on what happened. CBS 2's Jessica Layton reports.
This parking lot is where witnesses say a young pregnant mother collapsed after she was shot 3 times in the rain Thursday, losing her life just a few steps from her apartment at 3 Christina Place in Patterson's Brooksloat Terrace complex.
Just literally saw her the other day walking with the kids, and to know this now, you know, tragic.
Tamika Fry was her friend and next door neighbor. She says their kids often played together in the adjoining yard.
I see her every day in passing, you know, about to have her baby. This is just, it's sad, disgusting, really.
It's about time that we stop this killing, period, you know, so it's really sad, it's heartbreaking.
Especially for those who witnessed it. They say her young daughter was with her and saw the whole thing.
We heard a girl scream, "Help, help, help, I need help, I've been shot," and I went to go help the girl.
Neighbors say while that victim was lying on the ground crying for help, she was also talking, and she said it was her boyfriend who shot her. Now 3 children, including the baby boy friends say was successfully delivered at the hospital, are without their mom.
How many kids? Let's listen at this again. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And I'm sorry, look, I'm going to tell you guys, I really, really don't mean to try to upset you guys and just say ugly things. How old was this Remy person? Remy Ma? How old was Remy Ma, or Remy, whatever her name is? This woman is 31 years old. Remy Lee is 31 years old with 3 kids and a 4th on the way. And this man was not your husband. This man was your baby dad. And probably 3rd or 4th baby dad on top of that. I'm just guessing. Yes, they saved the baby. Thank goodness for that. Let me let y'all hear this again. Maybe I heard it wrong.
Was also talking, and she said it was her boyfriend who shot her. Now 3 children, including the baby boy friends say was successfully delivered at the hospital.
So that sounds like 3 kids. 3 kids.
And who shot her. Now 3 children, including the baby.
3 children, including the baby. So 3 children. Multiple baby dads.
Her. Now 3 children, including the baby boy friends say was successfully delivered at the hospital, are without their mom.
I'm glad that the baby did survive. Thank God. I wish she was still here, because this is terrible to leave her kids here like this, you know. It's all just too much.
Neighbors say the gunman jumped in a red 4-door car and took off. Police have surveillance video from surrounding buildings, but no killer in custody yet. In Patterson, New Jersey, Jessica Layton, CBS 2 News.
This is the last little short news video.
An update now on a deadly shooting in Patterson. Police say they've arrested the man accused of killing a pregnant woman. 30-year-old Donqua Thomas was arrested.
Donqua. This is the same video. This is just, I guess, a better looking version.
30-year-old Donqua Thomas is a pregnant woman. 30-year-old Donqua Thomas was arrested today. He's now charged with the shooting of the woman on Christina Place on Thursday. Thankfully, the victim's baby survived.
And I'm going to tell you guys this in closing. We have a couple more stories, but let me say this real quick. I'm not even sure that they have him in custody. I hope they do. But if they don't, y'all definitely need to be on the lookout for this dude looking like Flesh and Bone. He might try to show up at a concert and perform, but no, this is not Flesh and Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. This is Donka or Don Quay or Quay. That's who they're looking for, and hopefully they get this dude arrested and in custody for what he did to this woman. And I'm going to tell you, even though this woman might not have made a good judgment choice when it comes to who she dated, who she fell in love with, who she decided to lay down with, get pregnant by, because y'all think that's cute. It's not cute. It's not funny. And the fact that it makes it even worse, the fact that you had other kids. You had at least 2 other kids prior to him. You had plenty of example and you had plenty enough to live for already. But you know what? I continue to keep saying this, and I know it does not apply to all women. It definitely does not apply to all women. But let me say this. To the ones who continue to put their own personal selfish desires over their children, and you are that selfish that somebody who looked like that, who looked like he got a hole in the middle of his head, the dude just looked freaking crazy with tattoos all the way up his neck. And I've told y'all, people with face tattoos and neck tattoos, I just have a personal opinion about them that I think that they just might not be very sane. But it's just a personal opinion, okay? But nonetheless, I hope they do find him. I do hope that he gets all the time in prison that he's supposed to have, life in prison, first-degree murder. That woman didn't deserve that, and I'm glad at least that her baby survived. It's tragic, man. We're going to continue to keep telling this story until we start to change who we date, how we think, how we eat, and who we put our children around. Please, that's some food for thought, and that's one to grow on right there. You heard me? Guys, we got a couple more stories. Can I tell y'all 2 more stories if y'all do not mind? I don't know how many people we got watching. I think Keyshawn posted in the chat earlier. We have 652 people watching. Our goal as of right now is 400 thumbs up. If we are not there right now, if y'all would, please take a pause for the cause and share our stream. I didn't even said you concur. Thank you, Pink Table Talk TV. Salute and thank you very much. But if you guys would do me a favor and click that thumbs up, because like I say, YouTube has had a little bit of an issue earlier, so we definitely need as much help as we can get. So if you guys would, please share this stream and let other people know that we're live. This next story is going to be really short, and then we're going to talk about the most disgusting story, which is going to be the Taylor Morton Parker story, which is the story of the woman who was a friend of somebody, and that woman cut a baby from a live human being woman. Cut the baby out of her womb. We're going to get to that here in just a moment, okay? So y'all bear with me. Let me get these videos up here real quick, which is this one. This one's going to be really short. Real short. Ladies and gentlemen, this story is really short, and I don't have a lot to say about this, but I'm going to tell you. If pictures could speak 1,000 words, these people look empty in the face. They just don't look very intelligent. And I'm sorry, but what these people are accused of doing at this point, I have every reason to believe that they're guilty. But nonetheless, I want y'all to at least hear what they have to say, okay? 2 people are accused of raping a child at a hotel in Florence in May. Two people are accused of raping a child at a hotel in Florence, according to Captain Mike Brent with the Florence Police Department. According to police, the incident happened between May of 29 or May of 30, May 29th or May 30th, at a hotel in the 3000 block of Radio Drive in Florence. These 2 idiots that y'all see on my screen, Adria McFadden, who was 42 years old. 42. And on the right-hand side, her accomplice, these sick individuals, Roderick Prince, who's on the right-hand side, is 40 years old. And he is of Darien, Georgia, and allegedly engaged a child under the age of 16 and had sexual intercourse with the child on 2 separate occasions. Now, McFadden and Prince were charged with 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct with a minor and 1 count of criminal conspiracy, according to police. Hashtag not my words. Now, Prince was also charged with 2 counts of engaging a child under 18 for sexual performance. Now, McFadden was arrested Saturday and Prince was arrested Monday. Both were released from jail on bond, according to booking records. I'm going to read that 2 more times so y'all can make sure and hear what I just said, because that to me is the most damning thing about this whole damn story. Both of these idiots were released on bond. They're out and about and probably have the ability to do what they did again, and maybe to somebody that you know in Georgia. Maybe to one of your family, maybe to one of your friends, maybe to one of your kids. Let me tell you guys this, because I know we're judging, and we don't know everything that's coming out in the courts. But I'm going to tell you, if we were just going to go off of what they've been charged with, then I'm going to tell y'all this. In my humble opinion, if somebody is accused of doing something like this and could potentially put more children in danger, I think there should not be a bond. Am I wrong for saying that? Am I wrong for thinking that? Am I wrong for feeling that maybe we need to put some laws on the books that when somebody puts the most innocent of us, children who cannot speak for themselves nor defend themselves against the tyranny of people that they are around, I think they should not get a bond. I think they are a flight risk, and I think they are a danger to society. Let me throw other couple things in there. I don't know the relation of them compared to this kid. They don't have the same last name, so I'm assuming they're not married. I'm going to assume that they're girlfriend and boyfriend, even though they're in their 40s. I don't know where the parents are. Nobody has come out and spoke on this story, but I'm throwing it out there so you guys can at least be aware of this story. Let me give you guys the fair usage, and let me let you listen to the one news video that was out there. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Here we go. Let's get it.
Sabrina new at 6. Florence police say these 2 people raped a child. Adria McFadden and Roderick Prince both face 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct with a minor. Prince also faces 2 counts of engaging a child under 18 for sexual performance. Authorities say it happened in May of this year at a Florence hotel and involved a child under the age of 16. Both suspects tonight out of jail on bond.
I'm going to let y'all hear that again because I know some people might be confused about the age of the child. I do know that there are some certain laws that just say like, hey, if they're this age or below, then we're just going to just put that all under one umbrella, and they're not going to release the age or the sex of the person. I'm going to assume that it was probably some young girl, but they did not specify the age. There's a lot of missing information with this story, which generally I don't give my opinion about stories that are missing a lot of information. This one has a lot of holes in it. But I'll let y'all listen to this again because there's just not much on this story. So here we go.
Sabrina new at 6. Florence police say these 2 people raped a child. Adria McFadden and Roderick Prince both face 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct with a minor. Prince also faces 2 counts of engaging a child under 18 for sexual performance. Authorities say it happened in May of this year at a Florence hotel and involved a child under the age of 16. Both suspects tonight out of jail on bond.
Okay, now I'm going to say something that might actually shock some of you guys. So hopefully you're ready to hear what I have to say. I do think that the classification of a child should matter. And I'll tell you guys this. if they're under the age of 18 or whatever the age of consent is in whatever state that you live in. Let me see if I can look that up for Georgia real quick so I can actually tell you. Because I think it's 18 in Georgia. Oh, this is even more important. And I'm going to tell you guys this. If you live in Georgia, you need to know this. In Georgia, age 16 is the youngest age a person can give his or her consent lawfully to sexual activities. Anyone under 16 cannot consent legally. Even if he or she consents, the defendant could face assault or rape charges due to the victim's young age. So I do think that this story has some validity to it based on what they're saying. I mean, you know, you could look at a person, you can't really tell if they're guilty or not, but I do think it's a big difference between if you're talking about somebody who was a preteen, like 10, 11, or 12 years old, compared to somebody who's 16 that might be about to turn 17. I think there's a difference, and I know that might not sound right initially when I say that, but like I said, there's a lot of missing information with this story, but I wanted to talk about this because just the idea of someone who's underage and these people who are 40 years or better in age shouldn't be dealing with kids anyway. I want to know where the parents were and how this kid got in this situation. But like I said, it's a lot of information that we don't know, and hopefully we can bring you guys more of a full story and an update at a later point. All right? So that's just what I have to say with regards to being fair. But I definitely damn sure don't think that they need to be getting a bond if they're accused of sleeping with what they call a child. But that term can be used very, very loosely. And I'm just being honest with you guys. You could say a child could be an 18-year-old. A child could be a 17-year-old. And when you were 16, 17, 18, did you consider yourself to be a child? Because at the time, I didn't. A lot of us, because I think when I was 16, I had a car, I had a job, I was paying taxes. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, but what I am saying is that the distinction is important and that these people shouldn't have been messing with nobody that young anyway. Regardless if it was consensual or not, I think they're nasty asses no matter what. Shouldn't even be getting caught up in some shit. They should have their ass at work doing something productive. How about that? How about that? Last story of the night. I'm going to tell y'all, this story is going to get a little bit crazy, so I understand if you guys need to tune out. But I'm telling you, this story is about to get real crazy real quick. Because this woman is accused of stealing a baby out of a mother's womb. So if you're not ready to hear that, then I understand if some of you guys need to leave. We have approximately 661 people here. If we can, let's try to get, what is that? 87 more people here to click that thumbs up. If you do, that'll bring us to an even 500. Please click that thumbs up, share the stream, and let other people know that we're live if y'all would. And be so kind to try to help us reach our goal of 500 thumbs up. Let me give a shout out real quick to Patricia Modique in the chat. Sending a $10 super chat and said, I love what you're doing, Mr. J. Keep up the good work for our kids and babies, our disabled people of all ages. Uh-oh, it went off my screen. Of all ages that can't defend themselves or speak out against the evil ass monster demons. Thank you very much. Also, I need to send out a huge shout out. I hope she's still in there. Miss Nisi, if you are listening, Miss Nisi took on an amazing challenge, showing some love by way of the PayPal. And if you're listening, said blessings to you, giving a voice to these babies. Miss Nisi, from my heart to yours, I cannot thank you enough for always finding it in your heart and in your budget to be able to donate. If the people who are listening right now want to know how to donate to our platform and to contribute to keep this thing running and to keep our channel moving and growing, we have easy links to be able to utilize if you can find it in your budget. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, also the Super Chat. But don't forget about that super chat, because if you send it there, YouTube takes 30% of that. But if you send it by way of Cash App and PayPal, then we are able to get 100% of that. What's going on to, oh, look, goodness, let me see. Taiwi533, I hope I said your name right. Said, I finally caught a live podcast. Love the channel, and I want to shout you out for even saying that. So thank you very much. I don't catch everybody's comment, but I do see some from time to time because my eyes just ain't that good. But I did see yours, and I want to shout you out. Thank you, Miss Nisi. Man, Miss Nisi is always showing me love, and I'm truly, truly honored. What's up, Linda Soto? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while, but good to see you in the building. Let me get this lady's videos, because this one's going to be a little bit longer than the last two. Okay, is it going to render? There we go. All right, let's talk about this. I think I'm going to do this one. How do I close this? Okay, here we go. I need to get that woman's face up on the screen. Not her. Not her. This one. Boy, look at this face. Woo! This girl looked like she'd have been dragged through a field. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about this. Oh man. Also, Lisa Cross, if you are listening, I got your Cash App just now. Said, keep up the good work, and thank you for taking on the $10 challenge to Lisa. Lisa, much love, and thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that face. Wow. That's just one of those, wow, like what happened to you faces? This woman looked like they just chained her up to something and just drug her through a field and took a picture of her face to show the aftermath. What a horrible looking face. What a horrible looking woman right here. I want you guys to understand, I have no mercy on people who hurt babies and who hurt innocent people. That individual's name is Taylor Morton, who also goes by Taylor Parker. Taylor Morton Parker is a 27-year-old Texas woman. So Texas takes yet another L. Y'all can hold y'all L's up for Texas. I'm sorry, but my state is not doing good right now. We lost Mo 3, and now we have an individual who did something out of Texas that just, it sounds like it came out of like a sci-fi flick or something. I don't know. She is a 27-year-old Texas woman and is accused of killing her 7-month pregnant Facebook friend, Reagan Hancock. Let's say that again. Her 7 months pregnant Facebook friend, because they said Facebook friend, so I'm assuming she might not have actually known this woman in real life. And I'm going to tell y'all, that's why being in this social age can be a scary thing when the majority of us are nowadays making our acquaintances with the digital world. Her 27-year-old she's 27 years old, and she's accused of killing her 7-month pregnant Facebook friend, Reagan Hancock, which is that beautiful young lady with a very pretty smile that you see right there, at her New Boston home. Brace yourselves, because this is about to get nasty. She cut this woman's baby from her womb. Yes, y'all heard that right. KTAL reported, #not my words. Taylor Parker Morton of Sims, Texas, was arrested on October the 9th in Oklahoma. And y'all not going to put this on Oklahoma. I'm sorry, but y'all not going to put that on my original home state. She was only arrested in Oklahoma because I think she fled there. Now, she was arrested on October the 9th in Oklahoma, the same day that Hancock was found dead. And the baby did not survive. And I'm sure the baby didn't survive. Golly. Police say that Morton Parker confessed to the crime, according to an account in the McCurtain County Gazette News. Police say that she told them she committed the crime because she lied to her boyfriend about being pregnant and wanted to produce a baby. Tell me that does not sound like it came out of some freaking TV series or a movie that you guys have watched. Oh, I wanted a baby so bad, so I went and cut it out of another live human. What? Like, what? I'm going to tell y'all, man. I'm going to tell y'all something. That gives me a lot of pause about the mentality. And I'm going to tell y'all, and I hope the ladies don't get mad. I know we got some responsible ladies, some awesome ladies in my chat. We got some awesome ladies out there. So let me say this, and I don't want y'all to get mad at me. But that's why I worry about the mentality of women in general, not all, when they continue to keep coming up with excuses for why women murder. Huh? Just hear me out for a moment. Postpartum depression and what was that, PTSD or whatever else it is they got going on, but they actually have these emotional excuses for why they commit murders and kill children. And that's why I also worry about the fact that the majority of our children are born outside of wedlock, because normally the man is not in those kids' lives, or not in that household at least. And you are only being raised by that mother, and you are at the mercy of that woman who is quite emotional. You guys understand where I'm coming from? A lot of bad things can happen from that, and I've actually proven on my channel that a lot of bad things do end up coming from those situations, okay? Now, let's move on. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation told KTAL that Morton Parker was arrested by Idabel police. I am familiar with Idabel. And the OSBI at McCurtain Memorial Hospital. Morton had been stopped by a Texas state trooper in DeKalb, authorities said. She told the trooper she had delivered the baby on the side of the road, and the trooper called an ambulance. Because naturally, I guess they just don't know, and they're just going to assume that what this woman said was true. So he went with it and did what he was supposed to do. Now, the ambulance took Morton to the hospital just over the Oklahoma border in Idabel, and a doctor determined that Morton, this crazy looking broad right here, did not give birth, of course, according to the OSBI and the news. The doctors were not able to resuscitate the baby, and that's the part that really sucks. That really sucks. Morton, who identified by police by her former married name, Taylor Parker, but went by Taylor Morton on social media, had posted on Facebook about being pregnant and has been accused by some online of faking her pregnancy before Hancock's murder. Goodness, I have so much to say about that. And I want y'all to remember that she supposedly did all of this to either try to trap a man, keep a man, or deceive a man. Hashtag babies for benefits. That applies here. Here's one thing you need to know. First thing, on her Facebook page, Morton described herself as a wildflower, wild, free, and wicked with a glow that was never meant to be tamed. Her Facebook page also said that her professional skills include being a medical assistant, working in office administration, and knowledge of phlebotomy. Morton appeared to have a job at RPM Staffing, according to several posts she shared on Facebook. On August the 14th, she wrote, "Are any of my friends local business owners? I'm currently looking to expand my client reach from Titus County up to a 50-mile radius. Looking for businesses in the Hopkins, Camp, Morris, Bowie County areas who may need temporary employees, full-time or part-time, or help placing employees who may have been furloughed due to COVID-19 pandemic. We are open to boutiques, ranchers and farmers, manufacturing, industrial, food services, etc. You name it. We offer a variety. I don't even know why I even read all of that. Anyway, as was reported in the McCurtain County Gazette News, Morton is also the mother of 2 children. Aha. So let's rewind. Let's take a rewind. Let's look at this again. This crazy, dusty, crusty idiot is a mother of 2 children. I'm going to tell you guys something that you might not be able to deduce based on what I've read to help you get to this conclusion. The boyfriend or the man that she was supposedly pregnant by now is not the father of those other 2 kids. You want to know how I know that? Because why would she go this freaking far? I mean, she was already off as it is to go that far to kill a woman and try to steal that woman's baby. But nonetheless, you already had 2 kids. So why would you need to try to force a third into your relationship, into your situation, and her sick little twisted little pea brain? Because I don't think that dude was the father of those other 2 kids, meaning he probably wasn't going to stick around for those other 2 kids. And she wanted to have another kid in order to try to force that man to stay where he's at. That's where I draw that conclusion from. All right. Now, let me skip a little bit of this. Matter of fact, let me not skip this. Morton was previously married and divorced twice. She had a child with one of her 2 ex-husbands and a child with another man who was not involved in the child's life, according to social media posts from her friends. Morton has also gone by the name of Taylor Wakasey. Damn. Okay, here's point number 2. Morton's boyfriend, Wade Griffin, who worked at Circle G Farms and Wild Hog Buying Facility, according to a Facebook post. On a Facebook page that now appears to have been deleted or made private, Circle G Farms was listed as an agricultural cooperative that buys wild hogs for meat and for a meat processing plant. One of her most recent Facebook posts on September the 20th features several photos of 2 trucks towing bays of hail. On the post, Connie Griffin had written, "Oh wow, the tale of 2 Griffins. You got them both on the job. Glad to see them working together. Thanks for sharing the pics and the load boys." Morton had replied, "Connie Griffin, haha, that's me and Wade hauling. Those comments have been deleted." On January the 20th of this year, the couple and the farm were featured in the article in the Texarkana Gazette about feral hogs. Why am I reading all of this? Let's skip that. That's too much minutia. I don't think that's even important. Let's talk about she had been accused of faking her pregnancy before. How about that? Y'all want to hear about that? Let me see how many people we got watching real quick. We have 694 people. Let's see if we can cross over the threshold of 700. If we can get just 18 more people to click that thumbs up. We just need 18 more people to click that thumbs up. So here we go. Let's talk about this a little more. In one Facebook thread, which has since been deleted, Griffin and Morton and a third person commented on people not believing in Morton's pregnancy. So here's that exchange. Griffin said, "I'm glad you're willing to make something for us, name redacted. Everyone else thinks we are faking the whole damn pregnancy," with smiling emojis, with the little one that's not even here yet. "Some people I called once friends are going to look so stupid in the weeks to come," with a smiley face. Morton wrote, "Wade Griffin, name redacted, couldn't have said it any better than that." Name redacted said, "Wade Griffin, all you can do is pray for stupidity. But you are so right. Ha. To answer your question, you asked, is the mom okay? No, this woman died. She's dead. It would have been surprising if she would have survived that. But it was just too much trauma. It was just too much. Her body could not handle that. Now, Morton often wrote about pregnancy, according to private posts captured by True Crime Society. In one of the posts from July the 9th, Morton posted a photo of an ultrasound. Let me see if I can go back to that photo. Let me see if I could show y'all that real quick. Right here. Uh-oh, not that one. Where's it at? Let me go back to that ultrasound picture right here. Morton posted a photo of an ultrasound and a close-up of a baby's face from an ultrasound. She also included a message that read, "Our sweet girl is measuring 2 pounds and 2 ounces today. She is definitely handling everything like a champ. Her measurements came back good. Heartbeat running slower than her normal since they have to put mama on a heart pill. We are scheduled for our full 3D ultrasound July 30th, and after seeing this sweet face today, I cannot wait. Heart face, Clancy Gale. She's tiny but fierce." Actually, I think I could show y'all that screenshot of that too. Let me see if I can show that right here. Right there, so y'all can see. Oh, actually, that's from Reagan. That's from the mom that died. That was her post. So I don't know if I have this other woman's Facebook post because I think she already deleted it. But nonetheless, in another post featured on True Crime Society, Morton posted about a health scare. Yes, ma'am. Give me 2 IV doses of blood thinner. She wrote in a response to someone asking if doctors could fix whatever was wrong. Go back tomorrow for a second scan to see if what's left of the clot is breaking up. I don't know what that stands for. Something health nurse is going to monitor me. They have a typo in there. I'm good. Our Clancy Gale is holding out strong too. We'll see the OB every day the next week or 2 with the blood thinners. Here's the part that gets a little creepy. Hancock and Morton were Facebook friends, okay? Now, the victim, Hancock, had been very public about her pregnancy, posting photos of her ultrasound on Facebook on March the 31st. On August the 16th, Hancock wrote a Facebook post which she announced that a baby girl named Braxlyn Sage would be born around November the 10th, which would have been yesterday, because today is February the 11th. Now, according to McCurtain County Gazette News, Morton told law enforcement that she only knew the deceased pregnant woman by her first name and thought they were the same age. Hancock's parents, Marcus and Jess Brooks, wrote on Facebook, "God, please save us from this hurt we have." In a different post, they informed people that they were holding a service to celebrate our daughter. "We are welcoming friends and family to our house today to celebrate Reagan Hancock, who was the mother that died, life. We will be here all day. If you need the address, please PM us and I'll send it to you." Now, Hancock's mother wrote on Facebook that she was one of the people who found her daughter dead in a New Boston home. Now, I'm going to skip that part of the post. Morton was discharged from the hospital and booked into jail. Morton was discharged from the Oklahoma hospital and booked into a local jail. She faces kidnapping charges and homicide charges in Oklahoma and could be arraigned by Tuesday, October the 13th, which was last month, obviously, about 29 days ago. The McCurtain Gazette News reported that the female suspect, now known to be Morton, killed Hancock. Brace yourselves. She killed that woman by beating and stabbing her. By beating and stabbing her to death before cutting the baby from Hancock's womb. I know that's a little bit difficult to digest, But nothing is worse than what this woman and her unborn baby had to go through. All we have to do is just listen to her story because I think her story is important. That is a messed up, jacked up way to go. The McCurtain Gazette-News reported that Morton fled to Oklahoma where the baby was pronounced dead. Hancock was stopped by a Texas state trooper for speeding near DeKalb at 10 a.m. on Friday, the paper reported. She told the trooper that she had just given birth and her newborn baby, which was in the car, was not breathing. The trooper tried to perform CPR but could not revive the baby and called for an ambulance. Morton was then taken to the McCurtain Hospital, where a doctor knew very quickly that she did not give birth. When reports came in at 1 p.m. that a woman was murdered and her baby was taken, police returned to the hospital and arrested that crazy broad. That one. The paper reported that Morton confessed in custody to the murder and kidnapping, telling officers that she and her boyfriend that she was pregnant in February and that they even had a gender reveal party. Boy, some people just don't need the breath in their bodies. But let me give you guys the fair usage and let me give y'all the fair usage and let y'all hear the news stories. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Oh yeah, and guys, don't forget, if y'all would help us, click that thumbs up. Always got to remind you guys. But don't get offended. Just make sure you guys click that thumbs up. It'll help us out quite a bit, okay? Here's the news stories. Let's get it.
Tonight, new information on the heartbreaking murder of a pregnant woman and her unborn child. This woman, Taylor Parker, is now being held on $5 million bond in Texarkana. She was officially charged today in Texas with both murders. And now we have a document that outlines what officers believe happened to Reagan Simmons and Reagan's unborn child. KSLA News 12's Chandler Watkins is here with what that document says. Chandler.
That's right, Doug. The details are really disturbing in the case, and we want to warn you at home, you may find them unsettling. This is video of the suspect, Taylor Parker, being transferred from a jail in Idabel, Oklahoma to Texarkana. Police believe Parker killed Reagan Simmons in New Boston when she forcibly removed her unborn child. Parker had apparently convinced her boyfriend she was pregnant. According to the affidavit, she was stopped by a Texas state trooper in DeKalb, Texas, and tried to pass off the baby as hers. These words are from the probable cause affidavit. Quote, Trooper Shavers told me Parker was performing CPR on the infant, and LifeNet EMS came to the scene and transported Parker and the infant to a hospital in Idabel, Oklahoma. It goes on to say she was in a physical altercation with Reagan Simmons and abducted the unborn child. Parker admitted to leaving the residence of the assault after the abduction of the child. Reagan was 8 months pregnant at the time of the attack. Earlier this week, her family spoke with KSLA and told us the unborn baby girl already had a name, Braxton Sage, and would have been Reagan's second daughter. But police believe Parker had plans of her own for the child. They talked to Parker's boyfriend, and according to the affidavit, quote, Parker's boyfriend informed me that Parker told him and others she was pregnant. She told me Parker was supposed to go to the hospital in Idabel and pre-register for labor to be induced for the birth of their child. He told me they had a gender reveal party in celebration of the upcoming birth of their child. The officer says, I interviewed Parker and she told me she was not pregnant and admitted to being in a physical assault with Reagan Michelle Simmons. The affidavit goes into detail about what police found when they got to Reagan's home. We've posted the affidavit in an updated story on KSLA.com and our mobile app.
That wasn't no altercation she got into. That was a freaking slaughter. To beat that woman unconscious, cut her up, man, that is just so messed up. Got a couple more news stories. These are going to be quick, so let's get through them. Let's listen to what they had to say. Here we go.
We have new details this evening about the East Texas woman accused of killing a pregnant woman and her unborn child. She's now back in Bowie County. 27-year-old Taylor Parker is from Sims, Texas, just south of New Boston. Parker was arrested in Oklahoma earlier this week. She's accused of murdering 21-year-old Reagan Simmons Hancock and her unborn baby. Parker was also a friend of the victim and her family. Investigators say the baby was cut from Hancock's womb and later died at a hospital in Oklahoma.
And there's note of that story, a prayer vigil will be held 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. this Friday at a park in New Boston. The funeral is set for 10 a.m. Saturday in the same place. The services will be live streamed on the Texarkana Funeral Home page.
Tonight's top story, bond is set at $5 million for the Bowie County woman accused of killing a baby and mother after cutting the baby from the mother's womb. 27-year-old Taylor Parker was extradited back to Bowie County from Oklahoma yesterday. She's charged with capital murder in the deaths of Reagan Simmons Hancock and her baby. Investigators found the victim's body in her New Boston home on Friday. First, tonight's top story. A woman is charged with kidnapping and murder after investigators say she cut a baby from the mother's womb. Oklahoma authorities say 27-year-old Taylor Parker was pulled over in DeKalb on Friday and claimed she had given birth on the side of the road.
Well, she and the baby were taken to McCurtain Memorial Hospital, where authorities say a doctor determined that Parker had not given birth. The baby died, and the child's mother, 21-year-old Reagan Simmons Hancock, was found dead in her New Boston home on Friday.
Top 5 at 5 is sponsored by East Texas Professional Credit Union.
Now for your top 5 at 5, police in Oklahoma have released the mugshot of a woman accused of murdering an East Texas woman and cutting her infant from her body. Now Taylor Parker was taken into custody in Idabel, Oklahoma in connection with the crime. Reagan Hancock was about 7.5 months pregnant when she was attacked on Friday, October 9th. You can read more about this story by heading over to our website at cbs19.tv.
A suspect is in custody for the brutal killing of an East Texas woman and her unborn baby. New Boston police found the body of 21-year-old Reagan Simmons Hancock on Friday morning. Authorities say Hancock was 7.5 months pregnant when a woman killed her and removed her baby from her womb. The attacker showed up at a hospital in Oklahoma with the baby girl. Sadly, she did not survive. Authorities then arrested the suspected killer. Her name has not been released.
Tonight's top story, the Texas woman accused of a horrific crime, killing a baby and mother after cutting the baby from the mother's womb, waives extradition this morning. Taylor Parker of Sims, Texas, appeared before a McCurtain County judge and waived extradition on 2 counts of murder and 1 count of kidnapping. Authorities say Parker was pulled over in DeKalb on Friday and claimed she'd given birth on the side of the road.
Well, Parker and the baby were taken to a local hospital where doctors determined she did not give birth. The child's mother, 21-year-old Reagan Simmons Hancock, was found dead in her New Boston home on Friday. Parker is currently being held in the Idabel City Jail.
Taylor Parker is being transferred to a Texarkana jail. The 27-year-old is accused of cutting the unborn child from the body of a pregnant woman. The Texas Department of Public Safety says the mother, 21-year-old Reagan Simmons Hancock, was found dead with her baby removed from her body. That was in a home in New Boston, Texas, around 160 miles northeast of Dallas. Investigators say Parker was stopped by a state trooper about 12 miles northwest of there. She told them she gave birth on the side of the road and the baby was not breathing. The baby was pronounced dead at a hospital. Parker's charges include capital murder and kidnapping. Katie Johnston for CBS 11 News.
This woman lied and lied and lied and lied and lied. And she wondered why she can't keep no man. Isn't that something? I'm going to close out by saying this, and I appreciate you guys coming through. We're going to close out like this, okay? I'm going to give my real thoughts about this. In my humble opinion, I believe that this woman, in her sick, twisted mind, tried to steal this beautiful young woman's baby because she couldn't keep, not this woman, but the crazy one. Let's see if I can get back on the crazy one real quick. Because this crazy one couldn't keep a man. She lost 2 husbands and then had a baby outside of those 2 husbands, which is where she ended up getting 2 kids, 3 men. Now she's on her 4th man and was trying to force a baby on this other man and stole it from a woman who had her whole life ahead of her. And I just think that's jacked up. And I'm going to tell you guys something that my dad told me, and shout out to my father, and I love my father, and I'm glad I have a father. But I'm also glad that I'm a man, and I can at least withstand some things. I can defend myself in a manner which, you know, women and men are just a little different, okay? We have some different capabilities. But nonetheless, my dad always told me that you shouldn't post your whole life on social media. You shouldn't be doing all that posting and posting this and posting that. Where you at, what you doing, what you thinking, and all of that stuff. It could truly come back to bite you in a way, because we have some sick, sadistic people in our world, and we really need to be on guard about our children, about ourselves, about our life, and even about our family. Let's stop thinking about just ourselves. We could affect more of our family, and the things that we do could actually come out against our loved ones. And we have to be way more careful about, you know, using this social media. And it sucks because it seems like it's fun. It seems innocent. You want to be able to connect with people and share your world like your Mary J. Blige with your family and stuff like that. But you really can't. This woman had every right to be able to share her love and her happiness with her family and her friends. And she didn't know that she had a creeper. She had a creepy individual that was stalking her. Probably the only reason that woman became Facebook friends with her was to do something this heinous. And that's really messed up, and it's really gruesome. And I sincerely hope that they just go ahead to that Taylor Parker Morton chick, or whatever her name is. They need to just go ahead and put that woman out of her misery. And she doesn't need to be breathing anymore. Matter of fact, if they have any experimental space shuttles that they can launch her on, then I think they might need to do that and consider that crazy broad Taylor Morton Parker, whatever her damn name is, Y. Casey or whatever her name is. She don't know who she is, and she doesn't, like I said, she doesn't deserve to be in our society. Not out, not now, not ever, and never deserves to see her kids again. To that woman that lost her life, to her and her husband, you know, my condolences to the family, to that poor innocent soul that never even got a chance. R.I.P. to that baby, and R.I.P. to that beautiful young woman. I'm DJ Just Jay. We represent the AFC, where we advocate for children first. We're going to continue to keep standing our ground and speaking our voice. If we see something, we're going to say something. Please make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to our channel and support what we do. All the links are in the description box. Get rid of her. Throw her off the Empire State Bridge. I don't care what you do. Get rid of her. She's got to go. See y'all on the next stream. Peace. AFC, you guys have a blessed night. Let me say thank you. We had a couple more people donate to April. If you are listening, April G in the chat, I got your $10 PayPal. So if you're listening, I want to say thank you very much. To Melly. I like saying that because it rolls off my tongue good. Melly, if you are listening, send in some love. Said blessings with the prayer hand emojis. Melly is always knocking it out the park. Melly, I appreciate you. To Lisa Cross, thank you. To Sylvia, Sylvia's in the chat. Much love, thank you, Sylvia. Said great passion, keep it up. Also to Pittman. Oh, I'm sorry. I just caught it. Sorry about that. J-Day sent some love in the chat. J-Day, if you are listening, thank you so much. From my heart to yours, I love you guys, and you have a blessed night. And we will upload these videos tomorrow so y'all can watch them in a much shorter form. So that's what the YouTube premieres are. If everybody don't know, the YouTube premieres are what you just saw, and we're going to upload those so you guys can be able to focus on a particular story, and you can hear it with a little bit less commentary and more of the news story. Y'all have a blessed night, okay? Peace.
Nora's Authentic Designer has some of the most glamorous and stylish handbags your girl has ever seen. So ladies, if you want to get fly, and fellas, if you want to take care of your lady, please be sure to go to www.noras915.com. www.norris915.com. That's right, www.norris915.com.
Hello, listeners. Come mask up with Keyline Designs, where you reap what we sow. We offer essential handcrafted face masks made with 100% cotton, equipped with a built-in filter and a slot for refillable filters. Our masks have many uses like riding motorcycles, ATVs, while out in public places, outside exercising, lawn and gardening, and helps prevent the spread of germs. We offer bling, sports logos, monograms, many assorted fabrics and colors. We make child-sized masks starting at the age of 2. Come join us today for the launch of our new website at keylinedesigns.com. Please be sure to like and follow our page on Facebook. Our links can be found in the description box of this video. Thank you.